beginning a new aspect of our work. Undiscerned thoughts will often do this. Rather than leaving our thoughts unexamined, it is better to engage the inner observer, that aspect of ourselves that can step back from the subjectivity of the moment. The inner observer is a non-biased aspect that can help us, along with the Holy Spirit, to take time to notice, discern, and respond. I had become acquainted with my inner observer many years before, but for some reason, she took the day off, and I was swept away by the roaring rapids of anxiety. Even with my regular spiritual practices, I was unable to manage the level of stress I was feeling. I continued to push, and at the same time, I didn't pause to process the anxiety in my emotions or my body. Unconscious drives kept the spigot turned on, so I called my former counselor for a checkup. I would find out later from my counselor that I was experiencing the pulsating release of adrenaline, and thankfully he helped me learn how to manage this dynamic. Normally, once adrenaline is released, it washes through. However, I felt the heightened sensations in my body and then added lots of unhelpful thoughts that culminated in ongoing, anxiety-producing aftershocks. For a few weeks, I was on high alert all day, every day. I began to feel like the sole of a worn-out shoe. I was moving forward, but I had no traction. In addition, I knew I would need a refreshed reworking of my thoughts as they sent me into ongoing, unrelenting, pulsing waves of anxiety. I was being invited to dig down even deeper into the well to find new levels of some much-needed freedom. A refreshed foundation. A Tuscan vacation had long been a dream of mine. I'd seen the romantic movies and the Rick Steves documentaries of rolling hillsides and views for miles. I thought it would be the perfect way to celebrate our 34th wedding anniversary. We had not been on a real vacation for a few years, the kind that was dreamed of, planned for, and set aside as a sacred unplugging. Many of our recent vacations consisted of a few days added on to work trips, so we were way overdue for this kind of rest and replenishment. Because of my husband, Alan's, international travels for the previous few years, we had saved up a nice stock of miles. So I began my research by talking to friends who had been to Italy and re-engaged Rick's videos to get the lay of the land. After carefully choosing, editing, and pruning our list, we came up with the perfect trip. The bulk of the 2 weeks would be spent in Tuscany, with a little Barcelona, Spain added on to the end of the trip for good measure. With my anxiety attack just a couple of months prior, I was intent on our getaway being more like a pilgrimage than a vacation. I entered our European anniversary trip with a single prayer. God, you have to show me a new way to live and work. My current way is no longer serving me, and I need a new level of sustainability and peace. For our first full day in Florence, we made a reservation to climb to the top of the Duomo in the cathedral. 463 steps to the top, with multiple dark, concrete spiral staircases going up, up, up. The climb to the top of the Duomo was long and arduous, sometimes feeling claustrophobic. Jet lag had left me without much stamina, and much of the time I was winded. There was one distinct moment when I didn't know if I could keep going as the walls pressed in tightly around me. Was it going to get more closed in? Could I hang in there all the way to the top? This was evidently the price you pay for a staggering view and perspective, literally and metaphorically. With quad muscles quaking, I finally made it to the top of the Florence Cathedral. Relieved, I began my quiet stroll around the 360-degree dome, pausing here and there to look out over the city. I found myself searching for exhilaration. I was trying to feel something, anything, some sparkly sensation of, I'm doing something amazing right now. But as I searched within, all I sensed was flat numbness.